All right, guys. Oh, sorry, out. Welcome in. Let me straighten this up. Welcome in to Tarot with Running from Sugar. We've got some Paula going this morning. I've already had some incense going. I've had some music going this AM. I'm not going to get into words this morning. Etymology. Anyway, isn't that the study of language? Is that correct? I don't know. Nevertheless, okay, so I got some astrological things happening going on. However, this morning I think I may end up, I'll definitely touch a little bit on, I don't know which deck yet. Who knows? We'll see what calls to me this morning. So I used to channel mostly through music. I would wake up and that would be the first thing I would do. And I think that's why I was able to get along with, you hear me talk about my musician friend for so incredibly long. And it's that synergy. And I realized I took a really good video at that concert that I captured. And it's also, you know, I channel through music though because I realized something that I don't think other people do, is that there's something really special about your musicians that you're not really getting. Most of them are probably empaths that are more in tune with these emotions. So many of them have such deep feelings, such deep losses and experiences that they are articulating for you through this music for you to feel and to tell a story. That's a channel in itself. And as someone who used to hang out with musicians so much, and I know nighttime for some, this particular one was prime music time, or early AM sometimes. That's not for everyone. That's not for all musicians, but I was finding that was the case there. And I think a lot of people wanted to attribute that to the drugs at times, or laziness, or inconsistency, or irresponsibility. But the reality of it is, and he would always tell me, it was quiet. That was when it was quiet. The world was quiet. And a lot of time spent in the wee hours of the morning in Nashville, I got to see a very quiet side of Nashville, and a lot of behind the scenes. That was privileged. So that's one thing about music, and that's why you see a lot of your readers really channel songs, because there's a message there. There's a message there. There's something, you know, music is healing. Musicians are one of the greatest gifts. Was that my baby Gracie? I think so, but that felt good. Somebody needs to stretch. Lean to the right. I'm not going to even go there. Anyway, if you caught that, you caught that. If you didn't, you didn't. Let's see. It's very, very humid. Yesterday was incredibly foggy. Okay. So let's get into some music that I was listening to first thing in the morning. I won't run us through, I won't sing every song because there was too much. I actually started taking pictures and listening to music at 4:11 a.m. Now, I was up since 1 something, so, yeah. Anyway, oh yes, that's another thing. So I'm just like, okay, fuck it. I had interruption after interruption yesterday. I had this plan out, you know. And then what they say, when we make plans, God laughs. Mm-hmm. And then I'll tell you where this came from. The road to hell was paved with good intentions. So it really was, because some of the things that interrupted me, one could say, can't really bitch about that, because there is a side to each moment that I'm conflicted about and grateful for, if that makes remotely any fucking sense. So I have to learn to balance. And I had to learn to put up boundaries to people that were coming at me being nice. I'm over here thinking, like, y'all will let me sit here alone and not give two fucks for weeks on end, and I'll be over here. I want to do something with somebody, and then the minute I make a personal plan, I swear to God, and it's, what is it? And I hope I get her right, but Brittany, the Cosmic Intuitive Wifey, if you haven't followed her, go follow her. Listen, I have no problem. I am just a wee starter. But if you are watching me, I have no problem saying, watch me and go watch this person. There's room for all of us. So that's another thing. If you can't root other people on and cheer for other people, you might want to sit down and take a look at that. That's going to tell a lot about you. I go out of my way to support people I know, musicians, other brands, other this, other that. And is it reciprocal? Fuck no. Same with my personal life. Crisis 101, call Miranda. Or Running from Sugar. T at, it's 555 right now. T with Chelsea. That's my old phone. Oh, there we are. I'm looking at it trying to see, where is it at? Anyway. Like, I was Southern, wasn't it? Tea with Chelsea. What was I going to say that she said? I just said something that was about to relate to her. I'm sure she'll come up. She is not just a reader, but one of my favorite seers. She's an actual seer. I have not met someone, I have had a personal reading with her, but I watch and learn from multiple readers and seers and channelers, and everybody's a little different, and everybody's gifts are a little different, and I've even actually watched people's gifts freaking evolve something fierce, which is pretty freaking cool. It is. It really fucking is. I don't give a fuck. Listen, I will never do a video if I have to sit and pretend I'm someone else. I just won't. And that's kind of why I'm like, fuck it. Yeah, I still look made up, so it's kind of cool, because it's totally yesterday's makeup, and I just threw on some lip gloss. It's the powder. Let's just say it for what it is, you know? So I got really slept. So I guess Pluto is in retrograde, and so to be very clear, I had to learn from my friend from NASA, and if he ever watches these videos, I owe this particular person a special thank you. Oh yeah. So he has been someone who is master, and I guess in his field, and I think maybe. Okay, so this goes into, okay, I'm not going to tell all that. Mastered emotional maturity at a level and stoicism to a point of a degree that is just impressive as fuck. I think certain things have I mean, he's a scientist, for the love of Christ. Say more, he's actually like, I can't. Let's just give this person props. I'm not saying their name. I'm just going to say that this human being came into my life when I was dealing with the most incredible, worst, abusive shit, that it just wouldn't stop. It was not just a couple of years. I had hit a reactive abuse point that he thought I was gonna stroke the fuck out. No, he literally said, Miranda, listen, I care about what you say. I do. But I fear for your life right now. See, most people have not really got to see the non-reactive side of me or any of this or all that. Because I have, people have kept me in situations that should be unspeakable. Sometimes I have a hard time fathoming my own life, even when I write it down. So I think, there comes a point of a little bit of disassociation. You're just like, okay, that or I'm walking. Who fucking knows at this point? Because I should be dead. I should be dead. Now, years ago, the pin was intentionally left out of my brakes. It took them 5 years to go out. 5 years. Me and my daughter drove that green Xterra with no pin in the brakes. When I arrived to Knoxville, because my father, yes, was kind enough to take care of it, but didn't quite understand the predicament when I said I had no brakes. Oh yeah, so Knoxville, technically, it's not far. I don't know. Nevertheless, he was kind enough to help me fix them. And when this mechanic seen this, he come out and he said, honey, there's no pin in your brakes. How long you been driving like that? I said, I guess about 5 years ago. The road trip, say about 5 years ago. And I said work on them, and then after that I took them to a mechanic to get the rotor shaved, so I don't really know. I don't know. And he looked at me and he said, well, you should be dead. Okay. Okay. Alright. There's several other events when I was younger. I won't get into each and every one. I'll get into some of the crazy shit that's happened this past year. And I know people think all this gang stalking and spell work is all for the fanciful. It's just everybody don't experience it. Not everybody's family are Masons. Not everybody's family signed them up for the MK Ultra program, which you'll hear people talk about quite a bit. You'll see that I'm a hop, skip, and a jump away from Stranger Things, like literally a couple exits. Speaking of which, exits, here's something, and these numbers may be pertinent. These events that are happening to me that I'm talking about, maybe you've experienced it. I didn't know that I was going to just start. I thought I was going to talk about this music. But here we are, and I'm going to roll with it. So, exit 350. I was coming back from that concert in Nashville, and my rental car, GPS, right before, because, my phone has not been hacked for such a long time, so much so that I had to call the FTC, call me what you want. Call me what you want. And yes, if any readers do come across that, I am the bitch that was called something she's not. And I'll get to that in a minute. But exit 350 showed up it showed up on my screen as if that's the exit I was going to get off at. Just a glimpse, and not just long enough for me to take a picture of what the fuck. Oh, so you are coming from exit 350. And I think that's where your ITT is in all of your technical schools. If there is a communication, telecoms, or anybody learning any kind of technical shit, it's on that exit. You know, and then, I don't know. I feel like I seen this guy in a picture with my dad. I don't know if his name was Ortez something. I'm not sure. Maybe that name is pertinent to you. Maybe it wasn't him at all. I don't know. Don't know. Not sure. But he was driving a Tesla, and I took a picture of his tags, and it had Georgia tags. Maybe Georgia's pertinent to you. So, how can you not notice a Tesla come speeding? Like, this motherfucker was precise. The precision and accuracy of this human being darting off, coming off 350, like I wasn't gonna pay attention when I started coming up on exit 350. Did I get it off my forehead yet? This is funny. So this motherfucker starts, and maybe it was coincidental. I don't care. Maybe it was all just a bunch of fucking synchronicity. We'll roll with that. We'll call it entertainment. That's all these readings and channels are after all, right? This is entertainment. Entertainment purposes only. Anyway, this little bitch comes zooming off the exit right beside my rental in such precise timing, but realized he was right beside me. And I guess it's I just went on 10, but you ain't ever seen a speed hit. Like, I was just not supposed to see who this person was. Okay? So he zoomed up, zoomed over, okay? And then was slowed down and behind me for a minute. And then was just kind of around me for a minute. And then kept staying behind me and staying behind me. And see, when somebody pulls some shit like that, I might go old school passive aggressive and let out all my windshield wiper fluid. Guilty. Or I might just wave at your ass. You see that crazy bitch going, hey, hey. All I can tell you is when I started waving at the motherfucker, you ain't ever seen somebody speed and to get away from you so quickly. And that's when I started speeding up in that little rental of mine. When the hunter becomes the hunted. Oh, God. So I just sped up just enough to that Tesla to make sure, because I want the tags. I mean, let's just be real. I mean, come on. But that motherfucker, let me tell you, this was a great shit. Zoomed off the next exit, and I slowed down just enough and got close enough to the exit. You could see through the trees. I could see him clear as day through those trees. So he's looking over at me, and I'm just waving, bye. That was weird. You can't tell me that wasn't weird. Call me what you want. I don't give a fuck. And for the readers that have picked up on it, the energy, I'm a mental health advocate. I have never been diagnosed with schizophrenia. I have had friends that have. So they can live manageable lives. And it is not to be used as a mental health slur, which was used on me twice in 1 week. And it's questionable, since that's what they were, you know, when I was homeless, and, you know, and everybody was ignoring me and all that shit, and I was being stalked by that meth head guy when I was in that hotel, and they're like, go to the hospital and tell a nurse. What the fuck? I still can't get over that one. Still, brain can't process that. What part of a family member says, Miranda, get the hell out of there, come here? I don't know. Don't know. I don't know. Or a parent, or you know. Then again, looking back, glad they didn't. They might have tried to finish getting the job done. There's so many other things that have happened, and I'll slowly share, but I've given you 20 minutes of my bullshit, so hopefully somebody has found some value there. Maybe somebody lives close to Oak Ridge. Oh, here's something about the MK Ultra and the Montauk projects. By all technicality, and you can find this information, it's totally available. It was completely perfectly fine and legal to sign, and I may have mentioned this in other readings, I don't know, but it was perfectly legal to sign your children up for these projects without their knowing until 1991. Did not become illegal to do it without their knowledge and consent until 1991. So many of us 80s kids, yes, that we were sci-fi experiments. Mm-hmm. There's so many weird things about Tennessee. It's so interesting. Our mountains, there's so many towns that aren't spoken about. Hell, they tried to keep Oak Ridge off the fucking map for the longest time, but I mean, duh shit. I mean, the legit reasons on that one, but there was other counties too that was never on the map, and you know, you don't hear much. What was Tennessee named after? What was it named after? Well, it was named after an Indian group that was Tanasi. I had never heard of that. And Tanasi is how we got the name Tennessee. And then we flooded the whole area and made it into a lake. Anybody? I'll wait. Okay. So, tell you something else. That was a big thing about ancestry. So, I know I talk about my Irish all the time. And so I've got a small percentage of everywhere in Ireland, except this one tiny spot, which I'm going to say at that point. All of France lights up. And then we have the outer coast of Scotland. We've got Belgium. Parts of the Netherlands there. And we have a few Welsh areas in the European area. It's very condensed into a very circular area. However, I thought there was indigenous, meaning Native American, blood on my papa's side, and I was for sure that would pop up, but it would turn out, just so you know, just for knowledge sakes, the Mormons actually own Ancestry. I went down to see, I wanted to know, obviously, when I started freaking out because I was going to get my DNA and tell people I was alive, I guess. Oh yeah, and by the way, once I got on there's a version of my mother that's not alive, that picked on me, which I thought was weird. Anyway, my mom's very much alive, but you should read the shit on that. That's for another day. That is for another channeling it, running from sugar. I'm telling whatever. I'm just talking at this point. So there's that. Let's see. My friend told me this on the vacation. I'm gonna want to make sure everybody knows this. So, because I did tell my mom about that. My mom, she's in a her and her friend has a band, and they have named it Front Porch Friends. I spent the past 2 days trying to help style her and him through the phone, and she had to come show me the pictures. One of those good distractions, and bring me pillows. Can't be mad at that, right? Yeah. Anyway, but I did want to see the pictures, and I have to say, she listened to me and on fucking point. And then it's just little things, you know, I'm go check this, go do that. And then I would get frazzled, and it was like tiny little things was just standing in my way of getting to what I had planned. And it was just so frustrating, so I just had to drop the plans. You just have to drop the plans sometimes and go with the flow. Just do it. Even if you just are getting on here and telling a story, someone may need to hear it. It may be maybe I'm channeling what y'all need to hear. Maybe I'm saying what I need to say. It doesn't matter. And the message is clearly timeless. So let's get into some of this shit. Pull some cards. Let's hit the music. I'm going to go through some of it. I take the pictures. I do the thing. So the first thing when I woke up was the Sweet Dreams, by Eurythmics. And, I've got the picture of Hold Your... I'm just going to read some of the things real quick, so I'm not going to sing everything and do that to you. Hold your head up. Keep your head up. Moving on. Hold your head up. So, hold your head up. I've got a picture of, I guess that's why they call it the blues, and specifically... Let me just zoom in. Oh, shit. If that's a message for somebody. Can y'all read that? The part that I accidentally screenshot says, dust out the demons inside. Lord, somebody, what is it? 9 of something. I'm tired. 9 of Swords. I'm joking. That was a joke. That was a fucking joke. Relax. Somebody in their head. At 4:11, your Fleetwood Macs. Tell me lies, sweet little lies. If I could turn the page in time, then I'd rearrange just a day or two. But I couldn't find a way, so I'll settle for one day to believe in you. Tell me lies, tell me sweet lies. Don't ever tell me sweet little lies. Fuck that shit. But that was at 4:11. Maybe you need to look up that number. Anyway, let's see. Then, orchestra maneuvers in the dark. And the way they spelled maneuvers, it's like a French word. I did not find this band familiar, so I Googled this particular song. And it's not Locomotion. It's something else. But the song is called Locomotion, and it starts with across every ocean. So I had to look that up, and so this date may be relevant. So I was 3 because it was 1984. So April 2nd, 1984. It was for their 5th studio album. Whatever Junk Culture was. And if you don't feel like it's pertinent to you, it's not a good song. So if I wasn't trying to listen to something I really had never heard before, to be honest with you, which is rare, so I was like, okay, there has to be a message here. So I'm rolling with a date on that. And then, of course, you got your Phil Collins, Sue Studio. Okay, so I'm over here like, okay, what the fuck is studio? Okay. It's great shit. So, and I'm over here, Sue. Was he trying to talk about a girl named Sue, a boy named Sue? Like I'm in the South here. It's a song. That wasn't trying to, be nothing on that. It's really a song. So, somebody named Sue. And then there's studio. So I'm trying to think what went through his brain, because I can imagine, like, I can just see it now. Nolan doing something like that, my friend doing something like that when he was writing, and just making up these random words that just just whatever. And so apparently the storyline is that it's just a word he made up. It was something that come out of his mouth with the drum line. Y'all been following a word Phil Collins just made up, and it turned into a song that everybody that from my generation probably, Sue, I ain't gonna do it to you. So yeah, there's that. I didn't take any other information about that. It did say he wanted to replace it with another word in the song, but couldn't find the right one, so he left it. And then sisters are doing it. I see here now this is the song to celebrate, so somebody needs to celebrate, and that's the Eurythmics with Aretha Franklin. And this song came up twice for me. Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight, and then the Sons of Legion version. But I did intentionally have to get out of this music and go put on Sons of Legion, so I was like, no more of this, fuck this shit. Love y'all, but I love my Phil Collins too, but so I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, I can feel it coming. Somebody's a man eater. Daryl Hall and John Oates. The spelling of that name. Daryl, D-A-R-Y-L. Anyway, that's a very relevant name to me, for those who know. Yeah, I'm trying to stay as private as I can and still tell all my shiznick. The best, and what's funny is because I still need new glasses, and if you've seen any of my readings, you know that. I just haven't gotten around to getting my second opinion yet, so I can know what glasses I want. That's horrible, right? Yeah. So, I call you when I needed you. My heart's on fire. You come to me, wild and wired. Oh, you come to me, give me everything I need, give me a lifetime of promises and a world of dreams. Sounds like somebody wants to take. And that's kind of what I was feeling. Like, okay, so the problem was these interactions, even though they were good, drained my energy so incredibly fierce. But you do have to understand, though. I've talked about my mom a little bit. I don't know if I mentioned that when I was actually giving birth, they would have to repeatedly kick my mom out because my blood pressure would just erratically spike every single time she walked in the room. And I was damn near dying, and so I was in a predicament. I needed my mom, but she walked in the room and my body physically fucking reacted. Can't even make this shit up. So that's just a small taste of some entertainment for you. I told you some, and then a hair song. What was the words? There was something about love resurrection. I'm not gonna go listen to it for y'all. It was a horrible song. Alison Moyet. It said something in that song, but maybe if at the end of it, if you want to skip the whole, oops, skip the whole song and go to the very end. Divine something. So, divine, I don't know the song. So it was divine something. But I did notice, and maybe it was, this girl was an actor in the show Alf, because it's got the word Alf in quotations, and you have to be really a certain age, so maybe that's pertinent. I don't know if anybody remembers the fur ball looking space alien sitcom thing that I think he ate cats. Did he eat cats? Somebody doing something to cats? Listen, I don't want that in. Not today. And then there's that orchestral maneuvers in the dark thing again. If you leave, it's a band I don't know. And like I said, something French, maneuvers is the way they did it, or something. It kind of looks like hors d'oeuvres. Hors d'oeuvres is a French word, actually. And the French language is very interesting because it is made up of, and many other languages are, but masculine and feminine words, more so than many languages. Spanish is too, and other languages too, but you know, you gotta know the difference between la pencil on the table, the table. I don't know. It's been a lot of years. Masculine and feminine. So the pencil, obviously, masculine. The table, feminine. I believe. L-E-L-A. I may have it completely backwards. Who knows? You can Google it. I don't care to be wrong. Won't be the first time or the last. I've been right many times too. More times than not. Don't stand so close to me by the police. She wants him so badly, knows what she wants to be. Inside her, there's a longing. I don't know, but maybe the police is what's important about that. Just kind of like how I seen Alf. Remember my name, Sons of Legion. This is where I go, you stay. I ain't even gonna do it. Oh, God. I go, you stay, but you're just gonna feel the same. I took the blame. Maybe that was only your aim. Bathe me in the river and purge my soul. If I meet the devil, I will pay my toll. Plant my roots deeper and watch me grow. Stories will be told because I come from the water. I come from the rocks and the dirt. And then, Mom really don't like this part. Yeah, I am a sinner, and we are the angels of the earth. See, Mom, being grown up in church like she was, and even everybody's been doctrined pretty much if you're on this in the United States of America at some capacity, whether you know it or not. You just gotta be aware of it, at least, at the bare minimum. And so, for me, I was given complete religious freedom. Complete. That's one thing I can say about my mother is I should be confused as fuck. Not educated. No, that was a privilege that she bestowed upon me that most people don't get. Not in the South. But I grew up with a Catholic grandmother, Pentecostal. That's how my mom grew up. Complete opposites, right? Didn't know this, probably damn near related. I'm sorry, turns out my mom's got a lot of Irish too. She needs to get her DNA done, but they've got the Celtic curse, which is hemochromatosis. Maybe somebody needs to go get some blood work done. If you're having any liver problems, pancreas problems, or any kind of weird iron problems, you need to. And you're Irish. I won't get into the lore with that. I did that. I went there with my Catholic grandmother, but I got a feeling that she knows more than I realized for many, many years. Her mother's name was Mary Magdalene Sullivan Cruz. That's my great-grandmother's name. Anyway, I won't go much into bloodlines, but you'll know that there's a lot of interesting stuff passed down through women's names. and their bloodlines. But anyway, enough of that. So apparently those names are important. Walking on the edge. See the sunrise through the window. Not yet, I don't think. Oh yeah, it is. So there you go. Did y'all see that light flicker? I don't know, maybe it was just me. Another day, another chance to life. And the wind is blowing through the willows. It's kind of blurry. That's weird. 77 on my vape and it's locked in. That's weird. Don't do that. Nevertheless, so 70, maybe that's an important number. 16, 4, 5, 5, 9. Here's some numbers for you. I'm going to pause it for just a second, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, sorry about that. Okay, I was cold. My coffee was cold. So, I had to go microwave the coffee and get a wrap, at least at the bare minimum. So, we're good. We're back in business. Let's see what the cards have to say today. I really, really liked these the other day. The Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. And it's a Hay House card deck too. So, okay, so he's somebody that's a spiritual teacher that shares practical techniques that he's used over the past 25 years. Okay. During his own development and has subsequently taught in his signature workshops. I'm going to check him out. He looks very familiar. I probably have a book. Oh, okay. Now we're reading, okay. Bestsellers. This is how I know the name. Okay. Born Knowing. Psychic Navigator, Power of the Soul, and Spiritual Whisper. I always like to mention books, because you don't have to read these days. Audible, baby. There's no excuse. No excuse. And lasagna. For some reason, maybe somebody somewhere is eating lasagna and craving lasagna. Don't eat the lasagna. I don't know. Yeah, that's a story time for another time. Embrace card. So, is this the World card? Or the Heart of... hang on. Embrace. I don't know. We will find out. Here, I usually should do a little better showing you the cards. I don't think it is. It's not. But you're supposed to embrace something here. The number 21. Embrace. See, I don't know where everything is in this book yet. So if I'm not familiar or not sure if I'm in, I want to make sure I'm seeing it. I mean, clearly, I mean, you need to embrace something. I mean, that's not that difficult to embrace your spirituality, embrace your soul, embrace the world, open up. He's got his arms open, chakras, all, you see all that going. Embrace. Oh yeah, that is the World card. Okay. Let's see what they have to say about it. That is the depiction of the world card. So embrace. Not a bad starter offer, right? Okay. When it comes to love, the universe is smiling upon you at this time. Energies are moving and shifting and coming together to give you exactly what you need and want. Your efforts to clarify your heart's desires, to be present in current relationships, and to actively manifest new relationships are now bearing fruit. In this moment, you are in a position to achieve all that you have dreamed of regarding matters of the heart. Okay, go you. Your dreams are ready to manifest, y'all. Allow all of the pieces to gently fall into place. Don't resist. Just embrace. Just embrace. Your own personal energies are combining to bring you to a new level of being whole and perfect. This will allow your relationship to fall into place beautifully as well. To support this process of integration, work with the concept of having an open and grateful heart. Express appreciation for the many blessings in your life as you go through your day. Be aware of the grace that surrounds you. Grace shows itself in ways both large and small. The large manifestations of grace may be your family, your health, and your home. However, there are many smaller manifestations of grace that can also be acknowledged. Appreciate the warm sun on your face, or my crow's crowing, or I didn't tell you the cat's name, my other stray cat, Nimoy. I named him Nimoy, Leonard Nimoy. Okay. Anyway, by being grateful, you surround yourself with contentment, and through the law of attraction, you will welcome more of the same, including more fulfilling relationships. The affirmation for this card: I acknowledge my many blessings and am open to receiving my heart's desires. World card. All right. It is a beautiful deck, though. I mean, it's got your chakras, it's got the whole nine. I am starting to really like this deck. So we've got our world card, 21, or the number 3. Maybe a life path 3. I have a life path 3. You see the roots there. The heart is very rooted. You need to ground yourself. Let me get a little closer so you're not seeing the glare. There we go. I'm trying to get it where you can see it. There we go. You see that? It's got roots. Very grounded. It reminds you of the trees, you know, and I think I was watching, that crazy ass movie. I finally watched a movie and enjoyed it. And I told you about, since I was fire, I hadn't really gotten into things. On the bottom of the deck, we have lead. Be a leader. This is maybe I want to say your king of swords is usually a good leader, or your king of wands. Let your higher self lead. Let your higher self take over. That's what you need to hear. Lead. Let your higher self lead. It's the same person 2 times. You see that? It's him twice. So would that be the twins? I don't know. I doubt it. Let's see. Yeah, hate me for doing this. I'll learn the book pretty soon. I guess I could look in the front of the book. Ooh, weird sound. I don't know if that was my veneers or what, but oh, it's the Emperor. Okay. Duh. In matters of the heart, but maybe somewhere. What did I say? Did I say Seven of Swords? What would make me think that? Anyway, Seven of Swords may be relevant here. In matters of the heart, the energy of this card can both help and hinder. Examine the role that you play in your relationships. Do not take the lead and guide the direction of the relationship. Or do you follow the other person? If you lead, are you forcing your will on the other person? If you follow, are your own needs being met? Ooh. Are your relationships reciprocal? I think I started off talking about giving and taking. I went a roundabout. I mentioned Brittany, the Cosmic Intuitive Wifey, but I didn't finish what she says. She says that when the devil can't get to you, he'll send a man. And I wanted to make a joke. A friend, a daughter, a neighbor, a mother, a cat. Oh, yeah. Anyway. If you're looking for a romantic relationship, are you actively searching or are you hoping someone will show up in your life? This is the card of action, of being proactive, not reactive. Take the lead, network, make yourself available. So if that is something you want on a for real kind of note, you can't let what happened to me happen to you one night. See, one night, I almost ended up with a stalker when I ordered DoorDash. I had to be very clear with the human being. Say, I just ordered dinner, not a date. No, I'm just not interested in dating anybody at the present time in my life. I don't need any kind of distractions. And then they send them in. Love on the bottom of the deck. Either you got love coming in or I'm just choked the fuck up. I don't know. I would say throat chakra, but that really did catch me off guard. I laughed and I got choked. Maybe this is some kind of love reading. Maybe you got love coming in. They look happy. What does that make me think of? Jack and the Beanstalk. I guess those are supposed to be white roses. They look very young. She looks trusting, but he's got a little bit of a smirk. Sorry. Listen, you never know. Okay. Take some time to examine your relationship. I mean, this is obviously going to be the lovers, right? The twins, Gemini. I mean, I assume that was kind of a giving on that card. Okay. Take some time to examine your relationship with others as well as yourself. as well as yourself. You have self-love. Are you coming from a place of love? It is important to empathize, remain non-judgmental, and love people for who they are. The same applies to your relationships with yourself. There's an opportunity now to bring your being into a harmonious whole. Forgive your faults and rejoice in your perfect uniqueness. I like that, your perfect uniqueness. It may also be time to examine the choices you make regarding matters of the heart. Are you choosing to have people in your life who support and empower you? Are they putting it's a Brene Brown quote I used in another thing from her daughter. How many marbles are they putting back in your jar? Are they your marble jar friends? You have to look at it and think, okay, you're putting marbles in their jars. Are they doing the same for you? It's a legit fundamental question. I think it's going to be a running fundamental thing throughout this whole thing. It's not about good or bad intentions or this or that. It is literally about self-love and distraction and boundaries. Sometimes you have to put up boundaries even to nice things. See, things that seem pleasant, for the simple fact that they can disrupt. You really have to evaluate what is of value to you. Where are you at and where is your no? I'll give you an example. Okay, so Henry Cat, this is why he's not in here permanently, because I've not been able to get him fixed yet. But I do let him in, but then he disappears and I worry, but I let him back in for a long time because he needed to heal, and he healed quite well. And then he peed on my couch for a second time. I don't know if you've ever had a male cat stint. So if you ever have, baking soda, hydrogen peroxide vinegar, and then they do make a urine neutralizer. And I do own both a shampooer and a handheld shampooer and a lot of vinegar. Like I said, they can even send a cat. But I let him in again to eat and to keep from being attacked. Yeah. I'm that person. That's called martyrdom. Martyrdom is supposedly willing to die for a cause. To be very clear, I'm not willing to die for any cause or any fucking body. Weirdos. I came here to live. Anyway. Choosing to have people in your life who support and empower you. Are you? Surround yourself only with those who encourage and sustain you. Somebody draining your energy and making your blood pressure go up. Oh my God. See? What is the person's intentions? Love can be in any form. It doesn't have to be someone's coming in. It could be a mother, a daughter, a sister, a brother, a cousin, a grandma, an aunt. Like, love comes in so many forms. A cat. There you have it. Are you being self-sacrificing for others? It's very Piscean type thing, by the way. I'm Pisces sun, Aries moon, born at the in-between, 11:59 at night, so there's that. Yeah, so interesting sun, interesting birth chart, to say the very fucking least. There may also be an opportunity for a new romance. Ooh, something new. If you're entertaining it. For improving an existing romance, if you're entertaining it. Or for healing a disharmonious relationship. Depends on the relationship. Family, if you can heal it, by all means, please do. But I think, what was it? I funnily, maybe that's relevant, that I quoted from Civil War, Guns N' Roses, maybe that's relevant, said, some men you just can't change, because the way he is the way he was. Pretty much just kind of saying you can't lead a horse to water. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Some people are really just going to be in that loop of the way he is and the way he was. We've all run across them. It's so incredibly frustrating. So, seize the energy and take action. If you're looking for a new romance, make yourself available and be open. See it and feel it in your life right now. This is the second time. So someone, and the heart chakra, all up in that. Ground yourself and work on your heart chakra. Maybe I need to do the same. No, I'm good. I put up boundaries, and I was proud of myself when someone was being nice. And then I spent 20 minutes going in my head about it. So I wanted and needed new pillows for it. The cat had, because I'm the pillow person. I like a lot of pillows. So it really didn't get the couch. I just threw away a lot of pillows. So I got a new rug anyway and stuff too. Just decided to redo some things he didn't do nothing to the rug, but I just wanted to change the color. And so my mom, being the thrift store junkie that she is, but I did ask for pillows. It was nice enough to help me pick out and get some pillows per my specific color and requests. And then weirdly enough, and this is a manifestation, obviously I'm seeing it as it is now, my neighbor is like, I'm getting rid of a bunch of pillows and stuffed animals. My initial reaction in my head was like freaking out, because I'm sitting here thinking, oh my God, my mom just bought me pillows. The office manager, if they ever inspect, I've spoken on how strict they are about, God forbid you have belongings. I don't need to bring anything else in here. But she's so sweet, and I love her to death, and she is somebody I like very much. And she's like, I want you to go through them first, but I am also standing there holding 4 bags of laundry and a basket, and she sees that they're heavy, and she does apologize for holding me up, and it was getting heavy to start snagging my pants. But then I was in, so basically she's like, I'll call you tomorrow, because she's got my number, of course. And that's when because I had already put boundaries up with my mom and everybody. I said, listen, I love you, but I'm not getting my shit done because of A, B, C, D, and E. And these are good things, but it wasn't my plan at all. And, for me, this is an important venture. It is something very new that, I've taken a skill that I used to have, and I've tried to hone it to the best of my abilities and start something completely new. So it is a big deal for me. And I'm not really letting people in this town and people that know me know that I'm doing it. My cat made me. I'm just going to pause instead of leaning over. All right, and I'm back. So, yeah, I wanted to make sure also one of the cats that I was telling you about outside, like I told you, because my neighbor always lets her cat out only now when it rains, when the other cats want to be up here. So I kind of find that mean, but okay, which makes it difficult because their cat likes me too, and its name is Sugar, so I'm like, sugar, sugar, na 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 na. Okay, anyway, that's important. And we are talking about love and not letting it distract you. And don't forget, also want to say with boundaries, you can love from a distance as well. But when the lady was offering me pillows, she did say to me, I'm trying to pick up where I left off, I'll call you tomorrow. And that is when I looked at her. But you gotta understand, I did all this laundry. There's so many. There was not just good things. There was actually tiny little minute frustrations, like dropping things, and it's like somebody wanted me to cut myself with the razor over and over, or just stupid shit. I was like, okay, what is this? Spell work or some weird shit? Who fucking knows? Who cares? Let me transmute that shit. You sent me energy. At this point, it's mine. Yeah. Anyway. Flow. You're in your flow. 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 Touching your heart. It's 10. I was gonna say 9 of cups, but maybe 10 of cups. Oh no, let's see. Oh no. Flow. You're in your flow. Got your vibe going. Hang on. In your flow. In the flow. In the flow, bitch. Just look it up. You're tired. Get in the groove. Something, something. Maybe that's irrelevant. Alright, this reading's getting rather long because I have channeled most of that morning message telling you my personal bullshit. Oh, okay. Ooh, duh. Flow. Take a closer look. Wheel of Fortune. You see the wheel turning. The wheel in the sky keeps it turning. The wheel in the sky keeps it turning. The energies around you at this time are positive and are driving you forward. Let yourself flow with these energies and put them to good use. This is an opportune time to attract your heart's desires. Do you want more love, peace, or greater understanding? Somebody is really wanting some love here. Does the current relationship need improvement? Focus on your desires and allow them to manifest by expecting them to. Okay, so this is very relationship oriented. Now, so at the same time, release yourself to the flow. Events greater than you can ever imagine maybe heading your way. Wow, okay. We did detect someone new potentially coming in. This is backing that up. Project. I don't know if it says protect, but I meant to say protect, but it says project your desires. Project them out into the energy, into the world. Manifestation. Project outwards. Protect them too, but project your desires, but also be open. I think I meant to say protect, but it says project with a J. Be open to new possibilities, good fortune, and joyful synchronicities. Come with the flow card. Good fortune and joyful synchronicities come with the flow card. Sorry. Open your heart and arms wide and embrace what comes to you. Nothing is static. Life flows in cycles. The spiral. Expanding and contracting. See, I told you the spiral. Changing and growing. You may be entering a new cycle regarding matters of the heart. Somebody new is coming in for you if you're wanting love. Could be friendship too. It doesn't have to be. It could be new family, new people, new tribe members. Life flows in cycles, expanding and contracting, changing and growing. You may be entering a new cycle regarding of matters of the heart. Welcome this new cycle. When a stone is tossed into a pond, the ripples flow with the water as they expand and grow. You're in an exciting period of forward movement and expansion, heading into the unknown. The forward movement may guide you into new relationships or out of old ones. In either case, know that the change is for your highest good. The energy of expansion will help you grow in your new situation gracefully, safely, and comfortably. Your affirmation for this Wheel of Fortune: I move forward with grace and ease. On that note, I had a lifelong friend. Most of them have passed. But one that I would consider lifelong, like that close. I've had to balance a lot of people because the marble thing. And I also have had to, in order to regulate my nervous system, see what people are wanting me to focus on. People want me to focus on the drama, the chaos, and the trauma. I don't care to talk about it. I don't care to tell the story. Matter of fact, I need to. That's a release for me. That's great. However, or to let you relate to me or me to you, that's energy exchange as well. So I hope that if you're relating to me, know that I feel you, bro or girl. I meant that gender fluid, by the way. Also, just know that I'm not going to address the he, she shit. No, if you can't, know that we all hold masculine and feminine, and I've spoken about never getting to be in my feminine energy for a good majority of my life, and having to be in my masculine energy when I didn't want to because I was forced into that character. But if you don't know that, then I ain't gonna sit here and do any of that. So if you ever come at me like you're always referring to female, you're always referring to male, I just won't ever address it. The comment will just get deleted. And I might address it in readings because I want to make sure you understand, people understand, the collective understands that they carry both energies, so it could be pertaining to anyone. So just, apply it where it fits. That's what everyone says. So my friend, my lifelong friend, I had noticed, and it wasn't just her. She wasn't responsible for developing this friendship narrative on her own, but because I was very reactive. You gotta understand, I've told you all about a different friend just completely saving my life with the stoicism and the bitch calm down kind of shit. Maybe you need to look at somebody and say, bitch, calm down. That is not what he said to me. And I'd never wanted to speak to him again had he said it that way. And he did not. He was kind. And something else that Brittany, she is, I guess, your best friend that roots you on the internet. You want to feel rooted on, man, she's your girl. And she will break it down to you. She'll tell you real quick. This be male or female in companions. Since we're talking about companions, I have to refer to her. Go check her out. She knows her shit. She's in tune like a motherfucker. But you don't want necessarily, because I had a conversation about a rich man, rich, broke, da-da-da-da. It's not that you want a rich man. You want a generous one. I get that on a level. You want a relationship that's reciprocal and giving in all natures. Generous in love and time, and she's the genius for putting it that way. That's just appropriate. So if you have new love coming in, keep that in mind. You want somebody that's going to be a generous, be it in their friendship or whatever, and reciprocal. They're also not going to want you to stay in your trauma, especially if you've started to set boundaries. My friend that I had to kind of cut ties with, I was noticing that she was more interested in my storyline anymore and the craziness going on in my world, which there's a lot of fuckery, a lot more than I named. So we gone some time without talking, and I did find it's not in her character to really ask me to go out to eat, but she did. So I wanted to test it. And I thought, okay, are you at a drama detox or something for me? What do you need? Are you just wanting the DL on all the bullshit? Let me just lay it out for you. Or do you want my time? Do you want me? Do you want to sit down and see what's going on with me? Do you want to know the good stuff too? People that love you in a healthy manner don't want you to constantly trauma them. They care about your traumas and they want you to talk about them if you want to. But they are not so caught up in your chaotic world that if you start to change, which people do change. I mean, I think we've just grown apart over the years anyway. I mean, I'm a freaking tarot card reader, and even when she came and rescued me when my ex was trying to get me to, how do I say it straight up, tell me to go hang myself from the rafters of my burn-up house, and verbally abusive, and I felt was trying to get me to do something to myself. I felt that very much, and I picked up this deck for whatever reason, and envy comes out. So maybe you're dealing with some envy fuckers. I really am not wanting to get into karmic energy, but since we pulled it, watch out. Resentful, competitive, and discontent. Watch out for those kinds of people. Sipping, rumors, gossip, and nosy. Those are things that you can watch out for, I guess, with the current energies. Are you worried about this? I get it. Trapped, stuck, no options, and unforgiveness. Anyway, she asked me out. Sorry, I can talk in circles, so keep up. Must be Gemini energy. We are entering Gemini season. That's how a Gemini will talk. I know my friend's one, my daughter's one, but there's a lot of air signs around me, yo. Always admit it. But there's more to upon first reading, you can't read tarot and not go into the signs and everything. I just feared that people would associate a specific something, and we do want you to identify the one person you know. But if some, say, okay, here's an example, but let me finish telling you, circle around back to my friend. She only wanted to know the shit, so she asked me to lunch or dinner one day, and I'm like, sure, yeah, but I gave her the DL first. I gave her a big long text message. I said, but before we go to eat, I don't want our lunch to be about my chaos and drama, so I'm just going to catch you up here. And then and I don't do text that long. Well, talk text has become a thing now with me, so maybe I have started to. I've gotten a little bit more back into myself where, bitch, back off. It's kind of like me being able to tell the lady, no, I'm circling around 2 stories here last night. So, friend one, and this is when you channel things and you've got, deal with my brain here, roll with me. I had to just lay it all out, and I did. There was like a B, C, D, E, F, and G. This person and this person and this person went to jail. This is a tax fraud. Blah 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 blah. There you go. And when we go to lunch, I don't really want to deal with any of that. asked me if we went to lunch. Mm-mm. Even when I was making a trip specifically towards her direction. I'm like, hey, I'm going to Knoxville. You want to go out to eat? And this was in the same time frame, very close, within the same couple days. This was actually on one of the days. She said, do you want to go out on this day or this day to go eat? And it was one of those 2 days, actually, that she had said. So the test was, and I did go to Knoxville that day. Probably wouldn't eat by myself. Probably went to the Cheesecake Factory. No one got me. I'm not a big on avocados, but I do cook with them, and you can utilize them with good fats. But these are not keto. But the avocado egg rolls, oh my God! If you haven't, there you go. You're done. Avocado egg rolls, and go spoil yourself with some avocado egg rolls, extra dipping sauce. And I might treat myself this week, and your Godiva chocolate cheesecake. Anyway, I would have bought lunch. Shit. Anyway, she didn't feel like it, and never addressed it since. Never re-offered, never said, hey, I don't feel like this day, how about this day? So I never attempted again. And my contact's been minimal. It just, and it's difficult because, she is very on that religious spectrum, both her and her husband. Difficult for someone like me I just have to meet them where they are on like a for real kind of level. But even when she came to my rescue and let me stay with them when I went to pack these, or any of my cards that I had at the time, she looked at me and said, no, you can't bring those in my house. And I had to respect that. They stayed in my car. Compromise. Driveway doesn't count. So I spent a lot of time in the car. So what was I to do? Sometimes it's not that one person necessarily does anything wrong. It's just people get changed. People change. People evolve. People evolve in different directions, and that's okay. So, key themes here. No self-sacrificing. Okay? New love may be coming in. Watch out in being that person that drops what you do for love and letting it take over everything. Learn to love with boundaries. Just like, I'm circling back around here, work with me, I had to do with my neighbor that was offering the pillows. I didn't say I didn't want the pillows. She just simply said to me, I'm going to call you tomorrow. And that's where my boundary said. I had immediate no. There was not a skip in my beat. I said no. I said, I will be turning my phone on silent where nobody can get through tomorrow. I said, after my mom and everybody today and all that, I said, I love everybody. I said, it wasn't nothing bad, but it was just too much. And I've actually got work to do. I stood up for the work I wanted and needed to do. I stood up so I could be here for y'all like I wanted to. That's what I wanted to do. So here I am, and I've got a lot of cleaning for the rest of the day, so that's something else. Maybe some of y'all need to clean your floors, because that's what I'm going to be doing today, getting this other new rug down. Clean your floors, get the energy out. If you are wanting new love, you probably have it coming in. You're not going to get it being in hermit mode. I'm fine being in hermit mode. I'm not looking for it. Friendship would be great. Totally. I'm totally open to friends and community, family, my soul tribe, all that. My heart is, let me be very, very clear. Be clear. I think we had a card that said be direct, pretty much, with what you want. from the universe, whatever you want to call it. Be very direct with what energy you want to be in and you want to pull in, and then go put yourself in the dynamic to draw it forward, because you're not going to, do it. And it's difficult to do things alone. I still owe y'all videos of me hiking and stuff. You'll make conversation with strangers. That's how you meet people. Like I said before, nothing brings camaraderie like everybody hiking up a hill together. I promise you that. You didn't know each other going down. Coming up, everybody's dying. That's how that usually goes. No. Don't be afraid to go sit in a restaurant by yourself. Go, if you got a Cheesecake Factory, it's not like the highest class of the restaurants. It's not a lot expensive, so go get you an appetizer and cheesecake. Whatever tickles your pickle, your fancy. Put yourself out there. Even doing things like that, why I'm doing the thing all of a sudden, I don't know. Even doing things like that will put you in situations to get friends and things of that nature too, if that is what you are searching for. And one day, I'm grateful. Like I'll say it, I'm here for the time being. Could be several years, could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know. I'm here for as long as I need to be. But I don't belong here permanently. So, maybe you need to move. Don't know. Take what fits and apply. Leave the rest. No self-sacrificing. You're in your flow. You got the World card. And not everybody is looking for that kind of lover, and he does look a little shiesty on the card. My opinion. And I'm not trying to get, embrace, keep your heart chakra open. If that's what you want, get direct and pull it in. Open yourself up. Be in your feminine energy and receive. Masculine is containment. Feminine is receptive. Okay? So be in receptive energy. All right, I hope somebody found some value in the reading, the channeling, and the talk, and my stories. And if not, some entertainment. Okay? Love you guys. Love you so much. Thank you. See you soon.